Hey there. So this is a video on 95 to 99 ECLIPSE GSX or GST, maybe GS or RS. Would have to make sure for that. Also Eagle Talon from 95 to 98. This is doing a customize for your gauge cluster. Instead of just showing, what you can do to them, this is going to be showing what you have to do to get it to have bright blue LEDs, yellow, green, red, purple, whatever color you like. And the main problem is most people probably think you can just buy these guys here, which are called T4, or sorry, a T5. Those are called the T5 LEDs, and they replace the factory bulbs. And I wish it was as easy as putting it in there like this and turning it and having nice blue LED gauge cluster. But as it turns out, that's not what happens, okay? And the problem of it is this right here. So as you can see, that is see where it's like yellow here and yellow there and yellow in the areas that aren't sanded all the way. But if you look, see, you can see through it now here. This is a better one. This is for the RPM range. So for the back of it, when it's from factory, it will be covered in this and the yellow coating. So lights won't be able to shine through it. It will be really dim, and LEDs can't shine through tint or any sort of area like that. It needs completely clarity, otherwise the LED is dimmed worse than a normal bulb. So if you grab this like this, try to do it with one hand, and you shine this through, as you can see it all the way through. Now here, I'll pull this little guy off. So the starting of this job is quite simple. There is one bolt here, one bolt there for when you're taking out 2 screws. This will pop out. And then after that, there is on this is taking it out of the car. There is one screw there, one screw there, and one screw there, and one screw there. You take those out and just pull it from the bottom lightly, and you'll be able to remove it from your gauge cluster area. Once you've done that, the rest of this all clips on. So as you can see, there is a clip there, all the way across the top. As you can see, the clips, and also on here you can see the clips. So just push them in, do them all the way around. Push the clear lens off, will come off first, then the black lens will come off second, and then you'll get down to your basic just whole unit, gauge unit. Okay, once you get down to that, there's screws all at the bottom, like so. Like there's 3 screws there and 3 screws there. Now if you pull those screws out, you will get this entire unit out of there. Once you get that entire unit out, you'll have to get a pair of pliers or some type of tool to pull these guys off, and then pull these screws out. Once you do that, then you can remove the cover. Then you have to sand it down like so, and then your LEDs will be able to be as bright blue or whatever color you would like. The problem with pulling your gauges is the remembrance that it has of where it was. That's the scariest part about doing this job, because sometimes you can put it all back together, and when you rev 5,000 RPMs, it revs 3. So, and to know where exactly your RPM range is beyond hard to know by ear. So you can get into some serious trouble in knowing RPM. The best way I found is make sure when you're pulling a needle off, like this, when you're pulling a needle off, when it's factory, the needle will be like that, completely against that black dot, and make sure it's 100% against that black dot. Then as you're pulling it off, push downwards like this. So when you're pulling it off, pull downwards and up, so you don't move the pin that's in there. Then when you push back down, make sure it's level about like this, and then slide it over the little hook and push it down onto it. Then it should be pretty well as good as lining it up as you're going to probably get. For the other ones, there's some that will kind of reset themselves by just running the vehicle. If it doesn't line up properly, you'll have to pull these guys off when the gauge cluster is in the vehicle. So after you're finished all this, don't put this cover back on, don't put those covers back on. Just leave it like so, put it all back together as in here, plug it back into your car, start it, make sure everything is the same. Don't start it right away, turn on the key. If your car's cold, make sure that this stays on the cold mark and it doesn't bump or do anything like that. Make sure your fuel gauge goes all the way back up to your full line, or it doesn't go down or anything like that. And make sure all your oil pressure and your boost and everything like that is exactly of what you remember it being. Might want to take photos of where it was before and then, double check just to make 100% sure, because it's pretty good that you want to make it perfect. Then when it comes to RPM, you want to turn on your key as long as nothing moves and it stays on the bottom line and it starts up and it's idling around what it usually idles at, then you're good. And if you rev it and it goes up to its normal RPM by ear, you have to go by ear pretty much. If that's fine, then that's good. But if it's revving 2,000 RPMs and it seems like it's revving 800, well, obviously you need to pull the dial off, put it back down, let the car idle, shut it off, then put this back on the exact way that I showed before. There may be some more complications in mind. Use this video as your own risk. This was just to help out anyone that wants to do this. Thanks for watching. Hope this wasn't too long of a useless video. Thanks.